Hey y'all, it's your boy CJ here to do another video. Look, I want to talk about something very important today. And if this video does not, if it's not for you, but you know someone who is for, then I'd like for you to share it with them and let them know that share it with them. And today's video is about bitterness in your heart. I would, well, before I say that, let me continue to Hebrew 12 and 15. Look diligently that anyone fall short of the grace of God, that any root of bitterness spring up to cause trouble, and many became defiled. You get that? Then I want to go down to I believe it's Deuteronomy 29:18. So that there may not be among you man or woman, family or tribe, who heart turn away from the Lord our God to go to serve the God of the other nation, bearing bitterness, I mean, bearing, bearing bitterness. So what I'm kind of tell you is that bitterness is a very powerful, strong thing. It can hold you. It could stop blessing. It can hinder your blessing. It can keep the Lord from hearing your prayers and everything that you kind of do to get somewhere. And we have one more verse before I tell you what I want to tell you. Uh, James 4:7. Therefore, submit submit to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee you. That's the word. That's the word of the Almighty. He said, "Flee the devil, and he will flee you." That's what he said. And in Isaiah 55:11, it tells you that his word go out. He sent the word out, and the word will accomplish what he sent it out to do, and it will not turn to him void. So therefore, when he tell you that he will flee you, that he will flee you, because the bitterness is of the devil. It's evil. Anyway, I was talking to the young lady, and she was telling me that she had bitterness for her husband. Now she been on her husband now for like 18 years, but she still have bitterness in her heart for him. And she said that the Lord have come to her many times, warning her about that. But the bitterness is so hard, and so she got so much bitterness in her heart for him that she don't know how to get rid of it. And she praying and asking the Lord to help her to get rid of it. She praying and asking the Lord to help her. She fasts, she reads the Bible, and she pray all the time, she say. But nothing is going right for her just because if she got bitterness in her heart, God cannot deal with her. Even though she reading the Bible, even though she fasting, even though she's praying, but God cannot deal with her because bitterness is evil. Bitterness is of the devil. It's evil. And wherever evil is, God can't God can't be there. He won't be there because that is another whole God. Even though he over all that stuff, but he'll allow everything to have his own power at time. So if you know someone who need to hear this, let them know. Let them get this business out of their heart, and as soon as possible. Don't go like all these many years and let it build up, let it build up, let it build up. Then when it build up, it's hard to get rid of it. It's hard, and you wonder why stuff is not happening for you. It's because you carry this stuff around in you that is is hurting your blessing. Bitterness is bad, especially for a wife that said she got it for a husband, or a husband said he got it for a wife. That God cannot deal with you if you got that in your heart. He can't do it. He won't do it. You got to get that stuff straight before you can even go to God and ask Him for anything and look for Him to do it. You can have faith, you can have work, you can have all these things that you can have, but if you don't have, if you still walk around with bitterness in your heart, all the other stuff you're doing is useless. It's a waste of time. But you have to get this out of your system, and you can't walk around with bitterness in your heart. 'Cause bitterness is very, very dangerous. It's very bad, and you don't want to know what the person who you got in your heart bitterness about is a child of God. That's the bad part about it. Even if you know, and you know, but you still not turn away from it, it's gonna cause you a whole lot of problems. I'm just gonna tell you now. I mean, I gotta, I gotta tell her what I thought, but I don't know how good it did. I don't know how good it. I don't know how deep it. I don't know how she took it in, but it's something that have to be shared with the world for all the people that because there's so many people that have this problem. She ain't the only one have it. It's so many people had a problem, but then they don't know why the Lord is not answering their prayers because this is hindering their prayers because God cannot deal with you with bitterness in your heart. He just can't do it. He won't do it. So when you learn that whenever you learn that you have bitterness in your heart for anybody or hatred, stop, ask the Lord to forgive you, get rid of it, and flee the devil. Because as long as you don't flee the devil, he's not going to flee you. The Bible say that flee the devil, and he will flee you. But if you walk around bitterness and you still walking around bitterness and you praying and fasting all that kind of stuff, well, in this case, bitterness going to outweigh your fasting, your prayers, your reading the Bible because the bitterness going to be above those things what you are trying to do, trying to get it right. But you have to do what the Lord told you. And she said, well, Lord told her to warn her about it. Well, how many times he going to warn you before action take over? He warning you, he warning you, he warning you, he warning you. So he don't gonna warn you so many times, but hopefully that this person will get her get herself together and put this behind her before it's too late. Cause it's building up real fast and quick. You can see because if Lord told you anything, do it. Don't sit around and think because you read the Bible, you fasting and praying that this is not for you. God gonna show you favor and not God gonna show you favor and this is not for you and that ain't gonna happen. That is not going to happen at all. So you you must submit yourself to my but you must submit yourself to God and believe the devil, and you'll see how good life could be for you once you submit yourself and you really submit yourself, then he can deal with you. But you can't submit yourself if you thinking that you have forgotten forgave this person, or but you still have it in your heart. God, God, God won't deal with you. You have to get it out of your heart for him to deal with you. A lot of times people think that a lot of people think they say that they forgave someone for doing something to them, but deep down in their heart they have not forgave that person. Because at some point you might think you forgave that person, you might say, "Well, I forgive you," or and you still might go along and help them. You might do things for them. You might show them that you really, forgave them, but deep down in your heart, you have not forgave them. And at some point, they're going to pop back up, whether you know it or not. Because you said it, it don't mean that it's done. It don't mean that it's done. Now, so I'm going to close this video, and hopefully I come up with something else can help someone soon. So may the Almighty bless you and your family, your kids, and may hey, may the Lord bless you guys. And I'll see you in another video later.